2, 1.
Hot.
What's going on, New Fighting Order? Oh, hold up, my bad. Wait a minute.
Really? Really?
Had an identity crisis.
I'm getting
Oh,
on.
all right. What up? What up? We back. We back like the Juggernaut, bitch. This is
Hold on.
New Gaming Order coming at you with the September 5th podcast show.
Yo, what kind of laptop is that, Alex? Hold on, yo.
It's
What
a
is
whack
that?
top.
Oh. Yo,
Yeah.
holla at me later, yo.
Yo, Alex,
Yeah, we need to talk.
Alex, holla at me later, yo. I got you.
All right, cool.
I gotta meet
Yo,
my
what the heck?
quota. I gotta meet my quota, yo. Hold on.
All right.
Chill.
But so New Gaming Order fans, we have Shin Jackman, Nelson Jackman, and Noop Jackman.
Really?
I'm just playing. We got Shirwar,
Aw.
Mugen, Ketsuke, and Brother Noop coming at you with another installment. We have, unfortunately, Demizo's not available. I tried to get on your knees, but he's not around. And we got to find a way to get Shin Takuma on here because I promised
No, we
him I would
don't.
get
No,
him
we
on there.
don't. No,
What?
we don't.
What the heck?
He got a concert, yo. You know
Yo, he
John
lost.
Mason.
Yo, you know he lost his name, Shin, right? He's only Takuma now, yo.
Yeah. They got in a
Takuma.
fight in Street Fighter, and I was like, the loser got to give up the shin part of their name. He got beat up.
Yeah, you gonna change your name, sucker?
Nah, I'm
Yo,
just joking.
Anyway,
Well,
really
like-
quick, shout out to Demizzle. I'm a huge Jet Set Radio fan.
Oh,
And he had this game.
Yo, that was
and
a great.
I PayPal'd him $10 to get this because I never beat this one, and I just bought the Dreamcast one again, but I bought it on Google for 99 cents the other day. So shout out to you, Demizzle. I haven't tried it yet, so if it don't work, I'm gonna trash you in the next podcast.
Oh, dang, yo.
You're
All
gonna
right,
bash
all right. Oh, before we get started, New Gaming Order fans, I've been having some issues trying to get a Saturday pass for Comic-Con. Now, I promise you, next year, me and Nelson are gonna get this media pass thing fixed because, Shinwar told me to contact a place not too far on Route 22. When I called them, oh, we're sold out. Everywhere, sold the hell out. And then the only, what was that? On Fulton Street, what was that? I forget the name of the comic book store. I went by there, and it's like they online is saying that they got passes and stuff, but when you call them, they're sold out. I'm like, what the? So I'm gonna, all right, I'm gonna work this out. But anyway, getting to the topics at hand. The first topic. Ono and the director of Dimps, they're actually recruiting folks to develop a team, or in addition to what they already have, that the team from Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter Cross Tekken, to create another fighting game for the next gen. So, being that they're trying to recruit people, it looks like they're very early in development if this is indeed Street Fighter 5 or that Darkstalkers or whatnot. But, being that they're like Dimps needs extra resources in terms of personnel, that kind of raises my eyebrows. But going around the table, Shinwar, what are your thoughts on this kind of buffing of the team to kind of help out with this new development of the next gen fighting game from Capcom?
Right, next
aka
gen.
Dimps?
Yeah, I hope that it is Street Fighter 5 for next gen consoles. I know Capcom and Ono's not gonna really waste their time. Working on. I could be wrong. It could even be a new title, but I'm
And Alex is
pretty
video
sure
behind.
it's Street Fighter 5, and I think it's well overdue. And then we'll probably get all the reiterations. But I think Dimps is gonna be a good company to develop it. So, just hoping for the best for it.
Okay. Nelson, what are your thoughts on now they're kind of trying to reinforce the team that they already have for the next gen?
Well, definitely is gonna be something to look forward to. Everyone is talking about it. May be Street Fighter 5. It may be like some Capcom All-Star game where like a bunch of Capcom characters being like mashed together to like fight it out. It could be anything, but I want to know what kind of route they're gonna go for this time, because remember they did like 3D and like a 2D kind of playing field. I wonder if they're gonna go into like 3D realm this time. Like I would like to know like what kind of people they're trying to gather, especially from Dimps and also on the Capcom side.
Now, when you say 3D, I doubt that Capcom would take Street Fighter into full like Soul Calibur or Tekken 3D because the system, if it's not broke, there's no reason to fix it. You know, so I think. But then again, if you mean graphically, like I'm pretty sure they're gonna still use that formula because it worked. You
Yeah,
know,
but the
but
thing is like the last time when they tried a 3D game, it was Street Fighter EX3 or the EX series, I should say, and then after that, they never did it again. So
well, it was outsourced to Eureka, and
yeah,
they were, the essential people that made that, and they still won't give up the rights to it so that Capcom can do something with it or remake it. But hey, they want to be like that. That's why you won't see Cracker Jack, Dunder and Dark, the Arabian Chick or Skullomania.
Alex.
They just
Ah,
really.
what is that? Does somebody microwave
That's
yo?
my burger. Anyway,
Yo, what the heck?
I'm coming,
Yo,
yo.
this podcast
All
is
right,
mad ghetto.
my
What the
turn.
heck?
Anyway,
All right. What
Capcom.
the heck?
I have a bright idea. How about y'all actually promote, and you poll your fans? Ask us what we want. Don't just imagine and say, "Oh, this is because you made that mistake with Street Fighter Cross Tekken. You made that mistake with Marvel vs. Capcom 3." Ask us what we want. What features do we want? Do we want 2D? 2D? Do we want 3D? Not saying that you have to do it, but I'm pretty sure, what I mean, you'll get a more concentrated and focused and real response because fight game fans are rare. Like, and it's not a casual thing. Either you play them or you don't. It's not like
Yeah.
action adventure or other genres. It's like RPGs. Either you're an RPG guy or you're not. So I feel like ask us, man, because we're gonna be the ones spending the money on it. You're gonna be the one spending the money on development. So it only makes sense to bridge the gap with that relationship and say, hey, what are you guys looking for this gen? What didn't you like about last gen? I don't like. I'm gonna tell them right now. Don't be giving me the same game 7 times but changing the name. I mean, Street Fighter right now is nothing but a big old update. That's really what it is. The only real change was from vanilla to super. Everything else was just like a big upgrade. I didn't like that.
Well,
That's
that's the thing that technology is the blessing and a curse now because like we were talking about in the last podcast where you got games that can be pieced out or systematically upgraded where you can extend the life of the game or those of you what the heck yo go handle that before his house burned down yo.
Oh my
But
gosh.
you see, the red focus, what people don't know, that was actually in the original dev for Street Fighter 4, you know? And they could have been like, hey, let's hold off on that. Let's, kind of refine and give them a piece of it and then over time charge them to get the full game. I truly believe that Ultra Street Fighter 4 is what Street Fighter 4 was always going to be, you know? And now that we got supposedly the final version of Street Fighter 4, you know what I mean? The updates and all that is just. I just hope they don't go that route with if this is indeed gonna be Street Fighter 5 or a new IP. But Shimor, what you were gonna say something?
I guarantee you it's probably gonna get updated with balance changes one more time.
You
Probably
think
just one
so?
more time. I
Yeah,
think so.
because I think now what Dimps needs to do is focus their resources now on the next iteration. Now, considering if Capcom does indeed come out with a Street Fighter 5, that would be actually the first time they actually moved on to something as quickly as they did. Because remember, Street Fighter 2, Third Strike, and all that, like they had like huge gaps in between. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And for them to jump into like a Street Fighter 5, I mean Street Fighter 4 to me still has a lot of life left in it, especially having put the 5 new characters. Well,
You think
four.
so?
Yeah, I think it still has some time because you don't want to shortchange those new additions. Because look, honestly,
Wait, would you
with
say still has time?
Street Fighter 4, the
Four.
It does
franchise.
because aren't they gonna put it on PS4? as a download or something? I read
Well,
that somewhere.
supposedly. I mean,
That happens.
if they stream it, then that it's what it is. But um, with Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate Edition, that
Oh
I.
gosh,
Now you
I'm gonna
see
play
they
that
haven't.
tonight.
What?
You gonna put
I'll
yo
come
send
for
me an
you,
invite.
Jackman.
What?
Yo, I'll call
That
it.
game I
Yo, we
liked it graphically. I like the characters. I
the
love the sound
controls
effects,
sucked.
but the mechanics. There's like no defense. Like if you get hit, you're
Yeah,
dead.
your life is
That
gone.
game needs combo breakers, but
Yeah.
that's for another show. But you see, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate Edition, they haven't done any real updates to it, so that gives time for people like Desk, Gutex, Mike Ross,
What?
Maximilian, these guys to get in there and find all these loopholes to do like these phenomenal combos. You know what I mean? It's a sight to behold. Like especially if Dante is one character killing an entire team, like Daigo almost did. So it's almost as if you don't want to shortchange that. That's what really keeps people playing. What they can find out. You know what I mean? So if they're indeed gonna start working on a Street Fighter Five, what they need to do is to say, hey, if we're gonna give you the last balance update, give it some time. Don't rush out the next product. Keep that Street Fighter grassroots feeling, there. You know what I mean? Because that community, it's all about changing notes and so on and so forth. And now with the red focus combos, which I'm still struggling with. You know what I mean? You put out a Street Fighter 5 and then we move on to that next game. People like me wouldn't have had the time to truly master red focus combos. You know what I'm saying? So
I think also,
yeah.
I think damage scaling. I think they need to relook at that with the damage scaling because okay, the combos they're not that hard to do, but it does require precise timing. You should really be rewarded with the damage. Like I looked at Street Fighter Three's damage, and that was fine. Street Fighter 3 was fine, because there wasn't no super long combos they were doing
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
If you do a ultra at the end of let's say a 5-piece combo, that is damage scaling coming down, well,
Mm.
6, 7, 8 hits, and then an ultra, you should be rewarded. Like the ultra, honestly, I'm not saying it should get full damage. You know what I'm saying? So let's say normally if an ultra is, let's just say 60% by itself, right? After a combo, I think it should just be knocked down maybe 10%. You know what I'm saying?
It
And
depends on the move though, because you got some of them that are like Oni's Nightmare Shoryuken thing, like one of the most damaging supers in the game or ultras in the game. Something like that. I mean,
but that can only be done like honestly in a combo, really out of a focus attack. That can't be
true.
And
comboed
yeah, a
in.
lot of those, the ones like you're saying, high damage are hard to pull off. Like Raging Demon, you can't combo that at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Now,
makes sense.
no, Evil Ryu's Ultra 2, that needs to be scaled, dog. That's too much.
But you see, without deviating into that a different topic, I would say I agree because for a period of time that was a highly damaging. Like when once he brought that fist down and he
Yeah,
pulled,
that
yeah.
extra damage at the end.
But here's my thing at Combo Fiend. Hopefully, if any, I'll stick this on Capcom Unity. That Ultra Combo Double, they need to fix that. Let me
Yeah.
tell you why.
Yeah.
Because you got an ultra is an ultra. Whether
Hmm.
you expend that meter or not, you shouldn't be punished for using.
Both
You know what I mean?
ultras.
Because the thing is, if the meter is full and you use it, you already burn that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm going to the gas. And I have a hybrid vehicle. Oh, because you have a hybrid, you can only get this much gas mileage. Come on now. What needs to happen is the meter is built up. You should
Yeah.
have the damage because it's like, hey, you already used it. Now the
Yeah.
option select or whatever. All right, fine. I can understand where they're coming from with that, but
I
to
don't.
the degree that they scaled it
It
down,
shouldn't be
like
scaled
yeah,
like that.
it's too much. It's almost
And
useless.
and what's funny about that is if you look at like Alpha 2, Alpha
Yep.
3, even with Third Strike system direction, it was fair game. You just
Yeah,
had your options were open. There was
yeah.
no damage scaling. You just had more options, and I think it, like Alex said, they need to retweak that with the
Now you
ultra combo
see,
double.
I would tell you this, like there were some matches where I was playing with Chun Li, and it's a hallelujah. I have both ultras available, but then when I'm fighting like a Sagat, you know what I mean, and I get through and I do like the lightning kicks and stuff on the ultra. It's like damn, like the
Yeah,
fight is still going. And I'm
Yeah.
like, ordinarily I would have like killed the person, but I'm like, all right, you know what? It's
Yeah.
what it is. But some who are watching this podcast will say, well, whatever Capcom says is good for you, it probably is not always the case. So, with that being said, I disagree with to the level that the ultras were scaled down. So, hopefully with Dimps bringing on these new people, hopefully you get a lot of them from the fighting game community who actually go to these tournaments and can say, hey, that's not a good idea, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wish I had the skills to work on 3D like Brother Noble does, but I mean, it's just something that I hope with them bringing fresh blood into Dimps under Capcom's funding, it can turn out to be a good thing, you know. So, any final thoughts on that before we move on to the next topic, guys?
no sir, I'm good.
All right. Next on the radar, the Japan launch of the Xbox One.
Eh,
Mm, you know, I uh, I have a couple of things to say, and maybe it's me being semi-patriotic to
Oh,
this
let me cut my
country.
camera off. I can't be associated with the following comments.
This guy, I'm just saying, it's bad enough. Like, my thing is, okay, it's not a favoritism thing, but okay, folks
Don't you
here
say it.
are supporting the foreign system, like, and you know what, everybody has the right to choose, that's fine, but it's just the Japanese have something against the Xbox that's bigger than what Nelson and I were talking about prior to the podcast. It's just they will not support that system or or Microsoft. Now, they don't have to. Don't get me wrong, they don't have to. But now the roles are reversed and you got like simpleton gamers out there like, "Yeah, I'm going to support Sony." Ha. Ha, ha. Yeah, you're making their pockets fat. You know what I mean? Why don't you take care of folks over here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck? Yo, maybe that's just a
I
soldier in
cannot
me
be
talking
associated with
nonsense,
the
but
following
well,
comment.
what I believe one of the one of the reasons is Sony, Japan, and that's their backyard. That's Sony's backyard, and they held that region down for the longest. Ever since the first PlayStation. And I was reading an article, and one of the reasons they were saying that Japanese people, they're really into RPGs and everything, and that that's PlayStation. I'm not saying all of it, but their catalog of games. That's what they're known for.
mhm.
When you have the Xbox One or 360 or even the first Xbox, the first thing that comes to mind, and I believe we talked about this uh, two podcasts ago, they're known for Halo. Halo is what? A shooter.
Shooter.
That's one of the
Yeah.
first things that come to your mind. It's shooters. I don't think they're real big on shooters over there.
Yeah.
So it's like you try to infiltrate that into that community. Not just the Xbox One, but for the 360, they're like, "Whoa, what are you doing? This is Sony land. This is PlayStation's
But
land."
why does it have to be like that though?
I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
I
Because look,
agree.
when they did Lost Odyssey, they did Blue Dragon on the 360. Those are
Mhm.
some excellent RPGs.
Oh, and
But
Nintendo
no,
too, and that's a Nintendo land as well. So
no.
not
But
just
here's the
Sony's.
thing.
Hmm.
Like it's almost like a little elitist thing where we don't want anybody else to break
Right.
in. You know what I
Right.
mean? And given the opportunity, you know what I mean, they will stick with their own. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There is that unseen bias. Well, actually, now it's with the 09ers and beyond. Like they don't truly understand gaming like we do. From well, I'm dating myself, but me and Mike Hurdle probably know from the Coleco to freaking Atari and all that. Like everybody had their
Right.
share to do these things, and like Sega and Nintendo were
Mhm.
going back and forth from the Master System, NES, the Genesis, Super Nintendo. They had the titles, like okay, let's say they had the Genesis version, you know what I mean? Still the same thing, but different
Yeah.
flavor to it.
Yeah.
Now, you got a company like Microsoft trying to do the same, but Japan is just not responding to them. You know
Now,
what I mean?
did you
And
see the
because I
pictures?
think it's
And,
because it's an American
and
system.
But hold on. Did you see the pictures of it was the store and it was supposed to be their midnight launch and there was nobody in line.
Nobody there.
yeah, it was like 5 stores. They had a
Yeah.
comparison of when the PlayStation launched and then when the Xbox One launched in front of the same store. It was crazy. And
No,
another
they're gonna
thing we
support their own, and you know what? This is I'm not even really upset about that. It's just like I that was anticipated. That was truly
but this is
anticipated.
another thing you have to look at too. We don't know Microsoft's overall relationship as a company with the people versus Sony's overall relationship as a company with the people. Is Sony out there marketing, pushing more products other than PlayStation, and they're just that household name? Like over here, we know Microsoft, we get Surface Pro advertisements and Windows and all that. It's really big over here, but is their presence felt? Or is it just, hey, we're Microsoft, that company in America. We're dropping another game system. We know you guys play games. We're going to send it over there so you can play it too. That's
You
not going
know,
to work. You're going to have to, like I said, I don't know, but if you don't have a presence among those people, then you're gonna be looked at as an outsider, like, whoa, okay, yeah, we heard of you, and you're big in America, but y'all don't do
But
anything over here.
but
So
but but what makes it funny as well is when TGS shows up. I believe it's September 18th or something. Tokyo Game
uh-huh.
Show.
Yeah.
Microsoft does well at TGS. They do well.
Hmm.
But when it comes to the product being pushed, yo, you're in a foreign land.
Now,
yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna give you guys a little education, and I'm not gonna go into too much detail before I give Nelson the floor with this. But in 1945, after the major war, right? You
49.
had Sony. Hold on one second, guys. I do apologize for that. I know we're live and
Yo, he got his
everything.
statue.
Yeah.
about to pop the trunk with the pump.
That's that Laura Croft statue, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Sorry about that,
expensive, yo.
guys.
The
But
Tomb
yeah.
Raider.
All right.
Hmm.
A little history. 1945. Sony back then pretty much saved Japan's economy. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, what most people don't know, I mean, they're big on how they did with media formats and Blu-ray and so on and so forth. Like when the inception of the CD, and how Sony was actually one of the pioneers that set up how to save data on paper and then encase it in plastic. You know what I mean? And it's almost as if when I started seeing that in different documentaries, like little shorts and doing my research, it was like, to me, it's like generation wise, the Japanese are indebted to that company. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you know what? There's a good relationship outside of gaming. You know what I
Hmm.
Yep.
mean? So no
Yep.
matter what, they're always gonna, hey, look at what they did for me. You know? And some of these, like I said, the 09ers won't understand this, and it's just like Sony will always have that sort of advantage when it comes to it. Even when Sony jumped into the gaming market after Nintendo and them were scrapping over the Nintendo PlayStation add-on for the Super NES, when Sony was like, hey, we're gonna do our own thing, or we're gonna take what Nintendo reneged on and reform it into the PlayStation 1, you see how it just picked up steam? So that's just something where, a lot of folks, I can get some details and stick it at the bottom of the video, but yeah, Sony did a lot for the country as a whole. So it's like they will always have that, that
Oh, but,
And
advantage.
but,
and
but,
and
but
and
wait
and
a
and,
minute.
and, and, and
Wait a minute. Well, no, I agree. But then let's even go before the PlayStation 1. You had Sega as well over there. And
Yeah,
Sega was definitely well received over there and over here at
yeah.
during its time.
Mm.
Um,
But Sega, it's
mhm,
Japanese company, Nintendo and Sega were actually, like Nintendo was doing card games back in the day,
right.
but then the Nintendo was pretty much like a concept design for the Genesis that Sega like said, man, that's stupid. We're not gonna do that. So that guy's like, screw you guys. Went to somebody else, went to Nintendo, and was like, hey, we'll back you. And that's the birth of Nintendo as a console.
Mhm.
Doing the Famicom or Family Computer, them
The
getting into
Famicom.
that,
Mhm.
so it's just something where a small chance like that, Nintendo grew into that dynasty when they were the number one video game producing corporation. Now Microsoft is in that same boat, but look, they don't get that kind of oomph. They don't get that backing. You know what I mean? So Sony, no matter what, even if, like, for instance, the Xbox One indeed had better launch titles than the PS4, but Sony's still outselling them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
It
just,
goes.
But here's the thing, that was over
I
here in the States as well.
what do you mean?
When they dropped
Yeah.
PS4, I just outselling Xbox One in the beginning.
Yeah, because of the policies too. Like,
Well,
It was
that
and
that's
the
true.
price and the price.
And the
yeah,
price.
you
And the
know.
But
price.
it goes back to, if you think, and again, I haven't done extensive research, but if you think back to the culture of Japanese people and like some of the things in America, what our children and what we're exposed to as a society, as far as
Mhm.
violence, sex, and all that, they don't get that over there. Like their restrictions and things that they see and things that they're exposed to are far different from what we're exposed to. And the Xbox is like a very strong representation of that, in my opinion. Like it pushes those war games, it pushes the fighting, it pushes the violence, and that's fantasy. So I think it's cool, but as a culture, that's not even what they're really about. And I think that has an effect on it as well. We lost your sound, Alex.
All right, you can hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you good.
All right. Noop made a good point. Cultures that are different. You know what I mean? It doesn't make one company better than the next. It's just that, like I said, I saw Microsoft on the 360, which actually, to me, is still their best system for the features that it offers. But even with the 360 being neck and neck with the PS3, they had those titles. So, like, you guys are right. Hey, they need to push the RPGs. They need to have a better focus group for the demographics of what they want to, help improve their sales. They already are starting gimped as is with reversing all the policies. So they got to figure out what they need to do. But Nelson, what are your thoughts on what we were saying? And then Nuke will give you a response.
All right. Well, wow, that was a lot of info to take in. Holy
I,
shit.
I did my research on that. Like,
Yeah, so I see, but my understanding is like, let me talk about the whole uh the popularity within both Japan and the United States. You have to understand there's a lot of people that was in the mindset when they had the PlayStation 3. They thought that everything was going to be almost nearly the same as if, like, let's say free internet, being able to save your trophies and everything, and being able to easily convert it because they had that system before Microsoft did. Like, let's say for an example, you had Assassin's Creed Black Flag and it was only on the PS3 for the game save itself. You was able to port all that data over and just download a free update for the PlayStation 4 and played the game. Like, everything was just easy. And then on top of that, with sales, you also have to take into consideration that not only that it targeted people who was in their price range, but at the same time, of course, from Alex's perspective, the army, military in general, they buy all this shit up.
oh yeah,
So a
oh
major
yeah.
source of that is like military bought. And I don't know what the record sales are now, but I know it's like ridiculous and probably like one of the highest that Sony's ever seen for their consoles. But to get to that, the whole store thing being completely empty, as what Shinwar and Noop was saying,
Why he laughing, yo?
Yeah, that
it,
was
it,
it
it,
was
it's
empty. Yo.
it's targeted. Like I said, it's only targeted because Japanese people only play certain genres. Like, let's be
Mhm.
realistic. Oh, my fault. I was just reading the chat. Thanks a lot for the belated birthday message. I appreciate it. But
Yeah. Oh yeah. Happy birthday to Nelson. Belated. No, I sent it to him on Facebook like after midnight. Yo, old fart, yo.
they mainly play RPGs, RTS games, and some fighters. Not all. They're like kind of picky when it comes to their fighters, though. But that's their whole demographic. They like to have thinking involved with all their games. They don't want mindless playing shit like shooters or, I don't even think the Japanese players play sports games at all.
Yeah.
Now, not to my understanding.
Unless it's probably like baseball, MLB or something. Because baseball
they have
big,
their own baseball league over there.
Yeah, they do. They do. But I haven't seen anything else from there. But it's very small compared to what you want it to be. And yeah, we're not trying to be like, oh, why not support Microsoft and, help us out over here. But that's just how it is. It's always been like that since ever Sony came out. I mean, the Xbox original did well. The 360 did somewhat okay. But
no, actually, it did good in comparison to the original Xbox, because the 360's library is what saved it. You know what I mean? That's what had it ahead of the PS3, but it was like minuscule. It wasn't like a commanding lead, So, to me, honestly, even though they said by sales, like the 360 outed the PS3, towards the end there was that surge that the PS3 started selling because Microsoft had just moved on to the Xbox One. But, it's just something where the 360's library, Microsoft needs to understand that, hey, the what the Japanese play, they need to try and start offering a lot more of that, so that maybe they can get that same magic that the 360 had. But Nelson, continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's cool. But just to summarize that whole thing, though, I don't think Japan is just gonna be like, oh, fuck every other console that comes into our mainland, and we're not gonna try it. I mean, don't get me wrong.
But Nelson, I don't mean to jump. Look at the Wii U.
You didn't mean to, but you just did it.
No, he said, oh, another console or whatever. But the Wii U, remember, Demizzle and you were going in on them. But yet, the Wii U, the only reason why I believe it's still around is because of Japan. They're the ones keeping it going. Tell me that's not true.
The thing is, Japan is mainly keeping not the Nintendo Wii U, but I would say the Nintendo 3DS, because that's doing the best out of Nintendo, period. The Wii U is still failing horribly. That's why you had all these articles about Miyamoto saying oh, hey, we're gonna try to relate to more hardcore gamers and try to get back into how it was on the regular GameCube or on the regular Nintendo Wii. So, because a lot of people is not happy about having first-party games being oversaturated over and over and over and over again. That's ridiculous. Same thing like how we're playing the goddamn same Street Fighter from 2008, and it's 2014.
But then we can get on Call of Duty because essentially it's still the same game.
It is, but the thing is, they make these games because they know in the mindset of people they're gonna eat that shit up.
Yep. Yeah, like Madden hadn't changed. Hopefully they bring freaking 2K back.
Don't get me talking about that series, yo. That contract, 2K, NFL 2K5, highest rated sports game in history. 2K, please make another save us from Madden. The laziest.
You can blame the NFL for that because
they're the ones.
They went to EA for that exclusive.
But I blame EA because as a gaming company, they had a break. They basically, it was monopolized. That was the only way you can get an NFL game. Yeah. So they weren't challenged to do better. They knew that they were going to sell over 1 million copies regardless, because a football fan. I have friends who own consoles and all they have is Madden and NBA. Literally. I'm like, you spent $400 or $300 on this console to get 1 game a year or 2 games a year. Okay. And I think they got lazy. But when 2K, if 2K makes a football game, especially with the popularity of their basketball game, kids are gonna see 2K and be like, And if it's
I'll be
like
all
NFL,
over that one,
bro. If it's anything like NFL 2K5, It's a wrap. Madden still isn't doing things that NFL 2K5 did. Still. They still haven't even caught up with that game.
Me, you, Dave need to do a specific podcast on ripping Madden.
Well, do
Because
it.
I haven't played Madden for a while, and I see them at the USO when I was in Afghanistan, and the freaking MWR Madden on everything. I'm like, I boycott that. Yo, I'm done. No. I'll get my 2K that I still have for Dreamcast, and I'll play that. That was one of the best football games I ever played.
But I heard that Madden in itself, like EA, is losing the rights to the NFL. I think by this year or next year or something like that. So 2K
exclusive
has
rights,
the chance.
or
I think
is
the
it? Are they
exclusive
losing the exclusive rights, or are they losing the rights completely?
Well, exclusive
Yeah.
rights.
I think it's
Okay,
exclusive,
if it's exclusive rights, you need competition. I want an
Yeah.
EA.
Well, 2K is gonna
one.
blow them out the goddamn water.
Especially
That's
with
it.
next gen
2K
technology.
2K basketball buried NBA Live. They made NBA Live shut down and not put out a game for the first time in like 10 or 15 years.
Yo.
Then the next year they didn't even develop a game. Then they came out with a game and it sucked. 2K is just too far gone. They have the branding, they have the backing, they have the history. Like they have the hip hop
their
community.
engine
It's-
works.
Yeah, and it's a great game on top of the extra stuff. Like
Yeah.
it is just a great game. Like it is basketball.
Okay,
and you know
not
what?
to-
You know what? But before we switch gears on that,
And I gotta say
for-
something else about the
for
Japanese
Demizzle,
Xbox.
that game was like Jesus. You remember that glitch?
But
in the court looking like Jesus.
but
Had me
to
dying.
quickly add this in there with 2K, have you seen WWE 2K15?
I didn't see it yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
My God, we're talking about full on scale revamp of the entire
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
Wow.
The entire game, like they
Finally.
look so photorealistic.
WWE was doing that Madden stuff, yo. That copy paste.
Yeah, yeah.
But now they're bringing over the 2K career season that they had with NBA 2K, and they're bringing it over into the wrestling aspect now.
No
Yeah.
way.
So
That's
it's gonna
sick,
be
bro.
crazy of how like things are gonna be done. And so far, there's about almost 80 plus characters playable right now.
Yeah,
Really?
it needs a major overall, cause like Noob said, it was a copy and paste every year. Come
They-
on,
And they would
tricked me
change
one
the
time.
controls and change the counter.
yo,
here and
I
there.
hated that. Yeah,
Yo,
Yeah,
can
man.
I
And then
have-
all your grappling was mapped to the right analog.
I
stick.
Y'all
hated
go
that.
back and play WWE or WWF. Here Comes the Pain. It was simple.
or
it
no,
was
you know
fun.
what? Yeah, or Raw versus SmackDown. Play those.
Or No
those-
Mercy.
No mercy. No mercy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say that's my favorite wrestling game of all time.
You know
That- Oof.
New Gaming Order fans, I want to share a memory with you guys.
We don't
Okay,
have
it
time
was-
for you to.
No,
Hey.
no, it's quick. It's quick. I want to keep it under an
Memory
hour.
Lane in the background, yo.
I forget who was with us. It was me, On Your Knees,
your
and
videos
somebody,
behind.
and yeah, it was me, On Your Knees, and Demizzle, right? And we're playing a TLC match, and Demizzle is in the ring. I forgot who he was playing, right? So it was a triple threat elimination. So Dave, he goes to the top rope. I think me and On Your Knees are fighting each other. I had Triple H, and he had Shawn Michaels or something. And Dave had, I guess, a creative character. I don't know. But Dave went to the ropes, bounced off the rope, right? And he did a suicide plancha over the rope, went through the table, eliminated. Right? So Dave gets eliminated, right? So he still was controlling the character and wouldn't let me and Chris finish the match. He kept coming in, interfering, and hitting
Oh,
us. So it would
that's messed up.
Yo, that took 3 hours. I'm like, Dave, I don't want to do this anymore. He's like, yo, this. By the time it was over, Chris won because I got bloodied up so bad. I'm like, all right, Dave,
Oh my
He said he
God.
swan
Demizzle.
dived down onto the.
I want a
table.
rematch, all right? Yo, you saw him go like, did like Brawley jumped out like, ah. Just messed up the whole thing. It was too much, man. You
That's
had to
funny.
see it. So shout out to On Your Knees. Once we do get him on the podcast, he can plug in that story. But I mean, now that with 2K, right? If they're gonna do all this revamping, as long as they keep the photorealism, but the fun factor.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
must preserve that fun factor because it can look great, but if it plays like crap,
Yeah.
you only got what? The career mode, and after that, that's it.
And
It has to
2K,
have an online robust system where you can let. They need to do like 6-man tags where everybody can control a character. You know what I mean? It's not.
2K,
Yeah, they need to do that.
yeah.
Like you can't like if they're doing like Madden or 2K football or whatever, if that's to come out, they need to make sure that more than two people can play and switching characters. You know, somebody should be able to hold the quarterback under control, receivers, so on and so forth. It can't. They need to break the limits now. We're next gen. We need to start seeing that, and I hope 2K, the new WWE game, their online mode start to reflect that. So maybe this is the beginning of some great stuff.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
say two
so
quick things, and then
okay.
we need to move on. Really quick about the Japanese and the Xbox. Also, another thing that helps them is that a lot of the anime games, I think Sony has exclusive rights. Like, I'm late, but I really just started getting into Bleach, and I was like, dang, it'd be tight if they had a game. I was like, do they have any games? And when I looked it up, they were all on Sony console. So I think I think that's another key because all the stuff that's big and popular over there, Sony is giving them on their console as well. So
And
I mean, you can't beat that, really.
Yep. And you
Like,
know that it's like the PlayStation 2 era all over again. Like
yeah,
PS2 had those games that people wanted, and you know Sega for there's some conflicting information with the Dreamcast. They were saying that folks didn't want to develop for the Dreamcast because Sony was more popular, but they were trying to say that Sega was actually the culprit. And I'm like, I don't think anybody wouldn't want the support of these games. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna dig and do some research into Black Dragon, who I know watched the show too. I'm gonna make sure that I have a presentation ready for that because he sent me some information that just does not sound right. But we'll check it from there.
One quick thing.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'm reading the chat here and I'm like responding back as we are doing the podcast. Someone mentioned that we should probably discuss more about PC gaming and put it within the show because no PC gaming has really been spoken about. It's just nothing but consoles.
Now you know what? To respond to that, while I was in Afghanistan, I got really big into Steam, really big into Steam, and I even put Ninja Gaiden Z, the PC version, on there. Lords
Hate
of
that
Shadow
game.
HD. I mean, hell, I think it was cool, but to
Cheap,
accommodate our audience, we'll start doing that. Matter of fact, I have On Your Knees, like he was gonna be the guy for that, so. If they want to see it, well, hey, we're always open to feedback, so we'll get that in there.
and actually
Right,
in line with what I'm trying to do with DJing and stuff, I do want to get a gaming laptop because one thing that I've
MSI,
noticed, yeah, I want an MSI Stealth. I want that because I've seen the benefits of PC. I listen to the guys. When you read the comments of Sony and Xbox and they go back and forth with each other, those PC guys pop in there, and the PC is very
I'm
powerful.
getting off.
And there's a
I'm
lot
getting
of
off.
what?
You missed
about
it.
Alex
Go ahead.
Video?
No, yeah, go ahead. Don't worry about it.
He
Keep
tried to
going.
pull some fucking Lion-O shit from Thundercats. Sight beyond
Thundercat.
sight.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
can't see it. He's behind. But
I'm a
I
behind.
want to game it. Shut up.
Your
I wanna
video is
game
lagging
PC
to him.
because there's certain games that even when they come out on Xbox One, I want on the gaming PC instead. Like The Witcher 3, I want that on PC. The Crisis series, I want to get that. I want to get into Steam. So I agree with y'all. We do need to talk more about PC gaming. I'm not equipped because I don't even know how much longer this computer I'm using right now is gonna last. Quickly about 2K and WWE, or any matter of fact in general, any company, anybody who knows that works at a gaming company. When you get a beloved franchise or a big franchise, please do your research, man. Poll the people. Go back and play the older versions and say, you know what? People
There you
really
go.
like that. People really like that. We need to bring that back. Or people hated that. We need to make sure we leave that feature out. Or, what was your favorite WWE game? Go back and play it and see and find that niche. Don't necessarily take the old game and just try to bring it to the future, but go through and look at the progression, look at the missteps, because I think that's where you really learn, because WWE has a long history, man. I think their games really got big when I was in like 8th grade, so that was 98. and it's grown so much, and it's gone through so many games, and you had exclusive games on different consoles dropping at the same time, and they had completely different formats and graphics. But me, honestly, I would say take a strong look at WWE No Mercy or WWF No Mercy. That was a
because you like that game, yo.
That game, I still got. Do I still have mine? I had that 60. Yo, I had an N64
Get the emulator
card. I had like 100 created characters on that game.
What kind of memory card you have? Damn.
I had the one that the little slot with like 4. Yeah, like 4, and he's doing the Lionel thing on my screen now.
Oh, he's just now catching up. Wow.
Yes. I'm done. What's the next topic? I can't deal with this.
All right. Second to last topic. Okay, now kind of heading into that Steam direction or PC direction. Most of you who do utilize Steam will come to know that they usually have like free weekends to play like a full version of a game, and then once the weekend is over, it's like now you have the option of purchasing the title.
Yeah, yo, hold on. They faked me. Microsoft.
I told you though. I told you.
They faked me. No, Noob told me they faked me with that Forza.
I knew it, yo.
I was like, yeah, I got Forza for free. I got it for free. Then he's like, yo, that's only for the weekend. Come on.
Yo, he didn't call me at work, and he's like, oh, yeah, yo, download Forza. I'm like, yo, dude, it's not free.
Spreading the news, but talking about, I don't know if I'm going to keep it, yo. Ew.
I can't keep it because I got to buy for it.
Yeah.
You can keep it, but you got to pay, brother. You got to pay. You got to pay
but you know what?
to play.
Hey, I would tell you like this. That is a very ingenious strategy. I'm pretty sure PS4 and Sony have a similar setup with that. But to get people hooked into a game, that's like a demo on steroids. You download the full game. You play the full game. If you happen to beat it within that time, you know, but if you want to play the DLC and all that other stuff, I think that's a clever strategy. You know what I mean? So, Nelson, what are your thoughts on that? Because Steam does this. You know what I mean? So it looks like Microsoft is trying to adopt, and Sony's adopting some of the things that work on the PC platform. So, Nelson, what are your thoughts on these timed demos or weekend rentals, as you had called it?
Well, here's the thing, though. I don't mind having the weekend demos, but you're literally making us download about 40 to 50 gigs of space on the hard drive just so you could be like, oh shit, I got the fucking full game. All right, let's go. So all of a sudden Sunday comes around. Yeah, you cannot play this. You must buy the full retail What? If that's the case, make it to about a gig or 2 long and put trial content like they did on the 360 and let it be so. This whole time exclusive crap gives the wrong incentives, especially to people who are casual gamers. Like my friend the other day, he thought, like, when he heard about the news, he's like, oh shit, I'm gonna get Forza, I'm gonna get it. Now you telling me all this, I'm gonna tell him, and like after the podcast is over, he's gonna be mad as fuck. So
tell him he has to pay to play, my brother.
Yo, stupid.
You know what?
What are your thoughts?
I disagree, man, with Nelson. I think it's a great idea for a couple reasons, and I would do it a little differently. Number one, yeah, I don't have an Xbox One, but I could imagine that it would suck to have to download all of that, take up all that space. But you're basically getting a free rental. And it helps companies. Like if your game had a bad launch or didn't do well, hey, you know, here's a 48-hour, you know, basically you're getting a 48-hour rental to play the full game. Because some people, honestly, some companies don't know how to make a good demo. Just because you can make a good game doesn't mean you can make a good demo. Because I have some games that are really good, but when I played the demo, I'm like, this sucks. And it's like, what part do you give? You know, what track do I use? What card do I give them? They're like, bump it. Let's give them the whole thing. Here you go. Here's what you'll really get if you buy this game. And I think that's better because like most demos will just give you that one, the most action-packed part to try to suck you in really quick. Whereas if I had access to the entire game and I could see the progression system, I have time to buy things, I have time to really invest in it, then I can say, you know what? I might need to go ahead and get this. I think they shouldn't make it weekend. I think they should have a section called, free 48, where you get 48-hour rental of certain titles. You know what I mean? And after 48 hours, either you buy it or you can no longer play it. I like that idea. And I think it's very, very innovative, man. I wouldn't mind doing that.
Why Shinwar got that look on his face, yo?
Oh,
Looked
nah,
like he
'cause
got
I was
duped, yo.
Nah, they fake.
But that
nah.
is, yeah, they should have been more upfront, yo. Because I was happy for him. I'm like, yo, he about to get back into racing games. I was like, yo, let me know how it is. Because I got the game with no console and got to wait till October.
No, while he was talking, I was thinking about Sony's, what is it, PlayStation was it PlayStation Now where you stream?
Yeah.
And I was scrolling through the content and looking at their pricing plans, and they had like, I think it was like some games started off at $2.99 for like 4 hours, and it goes like
yo.
it goes up to like 90 days for like $14.99, depending upon certain games. And I was like, yeah, like you got to think about how, if you have the time to play the game and if you really like it. Right now, it's PS3 games. I don't know. I think I saw a few PS2 games, but there were some PS3 games up there, huh?
So you can't own the content. You can only rent it.
Nope. You're only renting. Yep.
So
no, I put that on a solo video. I
don't watch your solo videos. I don't know you like that.
About to get the.
So
all right, check it. To explain that,
rentals on steroids. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much like you have to pay, like Metal Gear Solid 4, right? I have that disc sitting in my drawer, right? But for me to play it on PS4, I have to rent it. I'm not doing that. I already own the fucker. I'm not. No. Absolutely not. All right. So that's just not gonna happen. But
absolutely not.
But to respond to Shinwar, you see, the thing with the whole 48 hours or 72 hours, as they set up, it's actually cheaper for companies to do it that way, because when we were at Comic-Con and I was asking Killian and the rest of these developers as to, oh yeah, do a demo for this, it actually is more expensive to create a disc or a program that's specific to just show a piece, as opposed to you just make the game. You don't have to split your resource and development team to, oh, you're gonna do the demo while the rest no, just do it. Let them get a taste of the final product, right? Now, if the demo or they're putting out like something for feedback or for like what the game testers do, who make $50,000, by the way, yeah, not too bad just to play video games.
It's choppy video,
for real. But yeah, it's easier for the developers to just give you one program. You play it, you like it, you buy it. If you don't like it, it should just delete from your system, and you're good to go. Steam does it, and is very good and successful at that. That's how there's a lot of games that I ended up purchasing because of that. Like Borderlands 1 and 2. On Your Knees gave me a code to get Borderlands the original. So I think that's a good thing. Get it into the hands of your target market. The best advertisement is the product. You know what I mean? They don't do video game commercials like they used to do. Like, remember Street Fighter Turbo, where they had the actors playing as Chun-Li, Guile, and Blanca and all that? They don't do that no more. So the games now have to speak for themselves.
So on Steam, you buy the games and you just stream it unlimited, like it's yours. You basically
Steam, you actually download it and it's yours forever. But when there are certain games that like do what happened with this Forza, like they'll be like, hey, this is free, you can play it, but Sunday midnight we're taking it off. So if you want to play it, download it now, play it, you like it, you keep it. You pay for whatever. So I would say if you do get that MSI Dominator or whatever, like, and you want to start playing those games, that's a good thing to look into. So New Gaming Order fans, Steam is your friend.
I don't like this PlayStation TV structure because that's not cool for the guy who has a PS4. He still has a PS3 and he might have a collection of 50 or 60 games. Maybe he doesn't want to hook up his PS3 all the time. He's not going to want to pay to play what he already owns. That's
Well,
Well,
you
that
should be able to buy them though. Like I don't
yeah, and I
understand
was gonna say that like I saw Ninja Gaiden. What was that? Ninja Gaiden
too.
Sigma 2.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that was the ones with the females, right? Yeah,
yeah.
Sigma 2. And I was like, yo, you know what? I might play that, but then before you know it, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Unless I do the 90 days, but I'm not gonna sit there. That means I have to take pretty much rush to play this game and beat it. I want to take my time. So, I mean, the idea is good, but then you see titles like they have Resident Evil, what was it? Veronica Codex, I believe. And I
yeah,
was just,
X Code
yeah.
Veronica.
So,
This is
they have a lot of titles, but I just think the pricing is like, and it's
this.
renting. It's like
You know what they
Blockbuster,
should
If I
do?
anything
was
digital
them,
renting. Go
I
ahead.
would
Yeah, go
just
ahead.
do. Yo, just give people unlimited subscription and make it a separate fee like they do for Xbox Live or PlayStation. Like, whatever, $70 a year, unlimited. You know what I
Just
mean?
for
Download it.
games?
No, but if you already own it, there's no reason to be paying for something you already own. What they
But I'm
need to
saying for the
do,
people who don't, because
well,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
the
rent
ones
it.
who don't, yeah, okay, that's fair
Nah, I
enough.
would I would invest in that. If I could pay like 50, 60, or $70 a year to have access to the entire Sony library
Yeah.
PS3 on back,
And
I
now,
would
now
do that.
But here's the thing: they're not gonna give that entire library away. Like not like that.
No, I think they can make more per individual game, but
Yeah.
that would be an
I think
excellent
they'd make more in
idea.
the long run if they did subscriptions though. Because look how many people they have online.
Yeah, yeah, and
You
not
wait,
to
well, wait. You
mention,
mean just for PS3 games alone?
No, I'm talking about for the library. Like for that PlayStation service where they stream the games,
So you
I
talking about
think
PlayStation 4 games as well?
absolutely not.
Yeah, because I'm like they're not gonna do that.
No, they're not gonna do that.
But the
But
older titles, then yeah,
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 older
the old
titles.
titles, it
PS3,
should just be a
PS2,
subscription.
You
It
know
should
PS.
be
what?
1 month,
On
3 month.
a final note on that, what you see how like me and Shinwar had Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 4, and we had our unlock or was that the serial code? If you already owned the game before, they should have like a serial number on that PS3 disc that you can plug into PSN
Uh-huh.
and download it, and that's yours. That's what they should
Yeah.
do. You know what I mean? I refuse. Absolutely not. I will not
But
buy.
Alex,
No, no.
Alex, you
I
gotta
already
pay
own it.
to play.
And his video stopped like that. Look, look.
So
Ooh,
conclude.
he like Clubber Lang, yo.
Alex, say helicopter.
So and those are the topics that I have. That is so messed up. Y'all racist. Yo, but those conclude my topics. But I know I was gonna hit PlayStation TV, but we'll save that for another topic for time's sake. But going around the table, any final comments before we move on? Starting off with new.
With me?
Yeah. What?
Oh, I couldn't hear you. You blurted out then, sucker. Yo, thank all New Game in Order fans for supporting us. Continue to support us. We got some new things coming down the pipeline. We're gonna get some things structured and reorganized, and you all are gonna be a very big part of that. We appreciate the comments. If we leave out any content that you may want to hear about, it's not malicious. It's not intentional, but they're just certain hot topic things that pop up out there, and we can't catch everything. And we all have, lives. So continue to comment, message us, and let us know what you want to hear about, what you want us to investigate. Or if you do your own investigation, hit us up and say, hey, I looked at this. Can y'all do a podcast on that? And we won't mind actually having guests on the show. Anyone who wants to put in their input, hang out with us on Skype, game with us, make sure you do that as well. But, yeah, y'all gaming companies need to get your mind right. 2K football. Let's get it.
Well,
Trip set homing. All right. Now, Shinwar, any final thoughts before we sign off? Yo, he looked surprised. He was like, huh?
Yeah, you could. Nah. Nah, I really don't have anything to say, dog. Nah, seriously.
He looked like
know,
somebody's uncle, yo, at a
what?
cookout.
Nah.
Yo, he looked like someone's.
No, 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 no.
The one that
Nah, nah,
jumping
nah, nah, nah. I
around.
got it. Nah, I got it. Just to go back to what happened in Japan. The video game culture over there is very strong, by the way.
Yes.
They still have arcades, and I can't wait to go visit over there. Um, it's unfortunate that when the Xbox One was released over there, it didn't it didn't do well.
It bombed.
But yeah, I know, right? But Microsoft's thing is, they're in it for the long run. So it's all about endurance and not just jetting off and everything. I still believe, and I'm not trying to be biased. I have both consoles, but currently, right now, I love the Xbox One and the updates that they keep putting out. Even though those updates should have been pretty much really in the beginning when the console was released, because Xbox 360 out the box was a DNA renderer. So like Xbox One, before the year's over, it'll be able to do it. But me and Newt was talking earlier about, remember the DRM policies and all that.
Mhm.
In all honesty, I wasn't bothered by it. I didn't really care. I wasn't gonna be lending my game out or whatever. And I really wanted the whole, okay, I install the game to the hard drive, take the disc out, put it up, have the games digitally on the hard drive, and be able to switch on the fly without putting in a disc. And me and Newt was talking. We was like, what if Microsoft gave people the options of what they wanted to do? You see what I'm saying? So I may have wanted the DRM policies, but then Alex may didn't want to have it. May didn't want to have it. So, yeah, but Microsoft is in it for the long run. So yeah.
Okay. And Brother Nelson, any final words before we take off?
Well,
Wait,
basically,
hold on. Wait, Nelson, hold on. I meant to ask you, Alex, what is that on your wrist, yo?
Yeah, I wasn't. I thought it was a medical
What are you, a
issue.
Power Ranger? What is that?
Yeah, it's my morpher.
No, seriously, what is that? Was that
I can't talk about it.
All right, we'll talk about it after. Go ahead,
It's
Nelson.
a
Yeah.
beeper, yo.
well, basically, it's
a
what Luke was
sleeper.
saying earlier.
Jack Reacher.
Just,
Yeah, that was a good movie.
What?
It was alright.
just keep supporting us. Just keep watching the stream. Watch the YouTube videos that we put on every Thursday and sometimes Saturday. But definitely, we're not trying to say we're gonna do something and then we don't keep our word to it. It's just that all of us is very busy and we're doing a lot of behind the scenes work. Cause I know I promised and mentioned that we was gonna be doing online tournaments and going to events and shit happens. Let's just be realistic. So we're still trying all that. Nothing is steered away or whatnot. We're still trying to keep the whole main of things. And quick shout out to Michael Hurdle. Did see him today, still doing his thing, and it's still gonna be
What you got in your crib?
it's gonna still be kept behind the scenes with what he's doing for us, but you will see it in the near future where he's planned for us with the podcast and future videos. And just a quick comment from the chat. NYC Playboy 78 said that we need more bald brothers on the stream.
Whoa.
So you're bald, Alex is bald,
My
Noop is not
video
bald.
cannot be associated with those.
Hold on, yo. Hold.
What the heck is this guy? I swear, yo.
Was that a
Unbelievable.
dude that just said he wanted to see more bald men?
It was
My
a
video
joke.
Yo, what the-
cannot be associated with.
Yo, oh my goodness. Only on NGO, man. Only on
My
NGO.
video cannot be associated
Chill,
with.
yo. Chill.
Alright.
But your audio can be associated with it.
Not my video. I'm the ominous voice in the room, yo.
Alright.
Like,
Alright,
yeah,
so
I'm
New
done.
Gaming Order fans, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting. Only good things are coming for the future. So hang in there with us. We're gonna be bringing back New Picture Brain. Hopefully
Yeah.
Mike will do Salty Gamers. With Nelson, like a little online session with Street Fighter or Killer Instinct, and just stay tuned. We're picking up steam, and we'll see you next time on the New Gaming Order podcast show with these ruffians in the room. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Wait.
Peace, guys.
Peace.
What did you say wait for? All
Because
right,
I
cut.
wanted to say